With DTMF, one of the frequently asked questions we get is to try and explain the differences and the different types of suppression, stroke masking that's around in the field today. The two clearest use cases are masking and suppression. We designed our system using suppression, but I'll explain the masking process first and then move on to why we chose suppression. So masking, in its own word, is to simply cover up something that is there. And when we look at safety and information being passed into your contact centre, when that telephone call is connected to your systems and your network and your agents, to simply mask the data that's being transposed on the line, from our perspective, is a bit of a concern, because all of the regulations around PCI are talking around not having it present or storing. Now, obviously, if it's being masked, it can't be stored technically, or it can't be heard by a human. However, to only mask means that you've paused the audio piece of that channel, often meaning that the agent can't speak to the customer during that process because the actual telephone call's been muted to mask the data. I'm sure you'll understand the downside with that is that if I can add the mask, I can remove the mask, and essentially the numbers are still on the network and are present and would need to be considered for de-scoping, whether they were still in a risk scope or whether they were moved from risk. You would need to speak to your QSA to understand how that's affected within your organisation. As for suppression, we came into this area perhaps slightly differently. Our original systems were all self-serving, automated, time efficiencies. When we came to contact centre, we needed to replace that with the human piece. About 15% of our customers, clients, still require to talk to somebody when they're making a payment. We wanted to make sure that we could let that agent handle that call and talk to the customer during all aspects of that call. We also wanted to make sure that we weren't allowing any of that sensitive data to, never mind get into your contact centre, but to even leave our data centre. So we use dual clamping suppression. So we clamp the DTMF when it hits our platform and use it to follow its function, but then we clamp it on exit so that only the audio leaves our systems. And that does mean that the agent and the customer can continue to talk throughout because there is no necessity to mute the call at all. To find out how DTMF suppression can benefit your business, please contact us on the details on the screen.